Even though hope you're doing well, we are in euphoria today, which is a little bit boring, but it is what it is. They have to, the retail guys have to short, and they have done, and because they've sold, we have to pump. It is a bit boring, and unfortunately, if you're looking for fireworks, you're probably not going to get it until we're going to probably have a little bit more reduction on the big picture, and they certainly have to try and buy. Now, the thing that's got me is that you think after so many months of being burnt and being stung, you think they probably wouldn't want to be shortened. You'd think they'd want to be going long because we're clearly pumping today, but yet they're sold. So they're selling on this intraday pump. So it's a little bit boring, but we are in euphoria. So just to recap, we've come to the Discord. You can see how much a whipsawed. Okay, so come to Daily Bulletin, and this is Thursday. This is the last bulletin of the week. So you know, so we're complete. Let's start here. So euphoria or caution. Okay, euphoria, complacency, fear, fear again, complacency, euphoria, and that's where we are. So we basically seesawed on risk appetite, and of course we had the FOMC right bang on in the middle of the week, and we had a BOJ intervention as well. While talking about yen, it's worth mentioning the fact that the herd have gone very long cross yen. So while these are fallen, they've really tried to buy the dip. So that would be a sentimental bearish sign for those particular currencies. They really, really went long NJ and EJ. Well, in fact, they've gone really long, the more, and we never have seen such a big shift on cross yen ever. I think, yeah, that's possibly the largest shift we've ever seen. So the BOJ intervention was great because it showed that they're not going to be as stubborn, and this is proven that we've had a change in the stubbornness on the retail guys. So it was a combination of the two that caused things to get a bit out of control, and they escalated because you've got the central bank guys does not they're not going to budge. They're refusing to move, and the retail guys refusing to move, and it was just basically that dumb money flow and the stubbornness of the central bank. It just caused the guys sat in the middle, the banks, the big banks. They're going to punish the small fry, and in doing so, they actually forced the central bank's hand. They actually so basically, there's three tiers there, and it was all getting a little bit crazy, very extreme. And now we are potentially at a turning point, which is what I said a little while ago. I said this could be a turning point. See there, for example, 29. So that was on Monday. So we had the heads up on Monday to say that likely yen's going to be buy, right, because of that movement there. So there's lots of good stuff in Discord, but you'll need to spend maybe like 20 minutes or something like that just to digest information. It's the best way that we can present this information because we couldn't do it in the Telegram because we've got so many channels. And you may not be interested in yen, for example. And if you are, then you just simply, you'd mute the server and then you just simply click on whatever you want. So, for example, I'm interested in them all, so I'd click them. But if you're not, you can just like hide those channels, so it's not really a problem. It is worth noting that Marco's been an absolute legend, and he has given us seasonality for this month, which is completely, totally cool and amazing that he's done that for us. It's not just Aussie, but he's done it for all currencies, which is fantastic. And that's Nick's analysis as well, which he'll do from Bangkok at his time. So he's got us into a new indicator as well, and he uses a thing called the NES in conjunction with the FX SSI products, and he's having great success. So I've started to test that today, and it's looking like it's got great promise. And what it is essentially is that it does a thing. It will try and track. There's a thing that this band. See how it's like widening and it's thinning out. It's like a volatility band, and price will gravitate towards that band. And we see here, it's like these are saying, well, we've overstretched, we probably should return back to the channel, and we did. And then likewise, we overstretched, we should probably return back to the channel, and we did. And so that's the logic there. This was a failed test because what we have to do, we have to have a profit ratio signal. See that diamond there? You need them in order to satisfy the buy or long. Okay, so we didn't get one, so it was a risky test, but it was a test on the demo. So these bits here, that's telling us that they got paid. Okay, so we want them to get paid before we have a bounce, because we should see a reversal. Okay, because they won't hold on to profits, and if they do go into profit, you have a rug pull, and that's really cool thing that they do, the banks. Okay, so that's the NES indicator, and the cloud, it'll give us a bias, so we really shouldn't be looking for longs, we should be really looking for sells, pending that we've got a cloud above. So really there would have been a good ones to sell, because we had the cloud cover. So you're looking to return back to the channel, and then potentially even down to the lower, and that's how I think it works. Still need to be doing some testing on it. I'll do some more tomorrow, and I'll give it a good go on Monday as well. But obviously, I'm away Monday. I forgot to tell you guys. I told everyone in Discord, but if you're watching this on YouTube, there won't be a video on Monday because I'm away. Okay, so I'll be back Tuesday. All right, so that's important to note. So just to say, instead of me showing you FXCM, why don't I just show you the stuff in Discord? Because it saves me having to duplicate things. So DAX, they're sold, so we should be above this box. However, we are go above the box, we're going to be sandwiched, and we could probably ping pong around. So it will depend on the conviction of their selling. We can see they sold quite heavily, so it's likely we're probably going to break above that box. It's a little bit boring, but it is what it is. They sell it, they have to get punished. US 30. And this is quite good in a way, because then you can just read my comments, and then also you can see how things developed as well. So we had created a supply, right? So we came up, boom, tested it, right? So it's likely we're possibly going to test it again. So we'll have to wait and see. So a possible sandwich. So remember, DAX is likely going to be sandwiched. US 30 and US 500 is mega weird. I don't think we've seen this before, where we've had such a massive box. This is a punishment box. They got punished on that move, they got punished on this candle, and then they got punished on this one. So it was like a massacre for the retail guys, like complete destruction. And now what's happened is that they sold while in this big box, so we should be above this thin one. But I've never seen a thin box like this within such a large punishment box. This is the Q&A zone from Powell's press conference. This is the Q&A movement, and it's kind of funny because he was saying how he wasn't really anticipating any more hikes, and we'd fallen quite heavily. It's all a little bit fishy about the stuff that they do, and it was worth noting that they couldn't crush the 3-month and the 6-month Treasury yield. That remained quite firm, quite buoyant, and so that told us that they had a desire to have a flight to safety near term in the next 3 months, 6 months, because they reflect Fed policy. And if they didn't go negative, that tells us that the big banks weren't really overly impressed by the Powell speech and the Q&A. So then we had this big move to the downside. Gold, we covered that NES indicator, and basically it went badly because the stop was just too close. Had we had a wider stop, we would have been fine. It would have been a wide stop though, so if you have a wide stop, your TP has to be wide. So this is a case of getting a better entry. You can see why we bounced, and there we go. And we created a lower high as well, and a higher high. as well, so that's fairly bearish. Okay, so um, they'd sold, so that's the move from there. And if they have a crossover, we'll likely break this box. So that's that. Yeah, have a look at the seasonality data in Discord as well. Covered that. And robot, I guess we could talk about. Let me see. So yeah, I'll bring this across. So we just had one trade today. It's not great because we've only had one trade, but it's maybe okay because the volatility was pretty insane today, and it was. I would have found it very, very hard to manually trade, especially these kind of moves. You're looking for, to like a newbie perspective. You'd look at that and go, "Wow, that's actually quite bearish." And look at that. We had a 85 pip move, so that would have definitely thrown a lot of people off. And then we after that move, then we had a big fall of 45 pips. Very, very hard to trade unless you're scalping. So if you're looking for a 10 pip stop, you're looking to try and really hone down your timing and entry. I wouldn't try and swing trade this until we had like a sufficient breakout. You can see we're definitely range bound, but the robot's taking care of that, so that's great. And we'll need just a little pump. We need it to 26 because the trading stop will trigger at 10 pips. So we need it at 107.268, 107.23. So a little bit of a pump would be nice, and then that'll be a 1R trade, which is okay. It's not fantastic, but it's fine because I'd say that was quite untradeable. I've had a lot of experience. I think that would have probably infuriated me. I think that price action. So it's all a case of just getting good entry, remaining patient, and knowing that things have to retrace, which is where the channel could have come into it. The return of the channel. So I made a video there, and so here, for example, at this profit ratio indicator, so we'd exceeded the channel. They were getting paid, came down, then they got paid again, then they got paid again. So they actually got paid 4 times. There's 4 diamonds there while being above the channel. And then we had these down arrows as well. So Nick was saying, the guy from Bangkok, he was saying that you should combine the arrow and the diamond together while we're above the band, the channel, and then we have a big sell-off and a return back to the channel because we've exceeded the channel. So I think it's got good potential, and there's the indicator there. So Jin's done quite well. He's made a lot of money this week, and good luck to him. And that's it. So remember, I'm away Monday, but I'll be back Sunday night for the bulletin. And then I'm going to be away all Monday, and I'll be back Tuesday night for the bulletin. And we'll have to see how we go. It's likely we could potentially still be risk on because, the big picture. There's a lot of bears still in the equation. So we're not really going to crash because of that. So trade safely. And remember to check your Discord as well because there's loads of good content. If you want to join the Discord, it's the basic tier at Patreon. So I'll put the link in this video. Risk disclaimer, for anything that you do in the financial world is that you will need to use very strict risk management. So if you don't have the risk management in play, you're pretty much gambling, okay? And we really want to be looking at trading, and we want to be looking at risk to rewards. And in order to get a good reward, you need to define your risk. And if you don't know where your stops are, if you haven't defined your risk, then you could end up losing all your capital, okay? So you need to know where your exit is, and then by knowing that, then you can forecast your profit. But if you're entering willy-nilly based on some information that you found on the internet, and you've entered without knowing where your stop is, you're going to encounter huge losses. So just to say is that it carries a huge level of risk, and it may not be suitable for all investors, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Okay, so it's a quick disclaimer there.